Rich Aguilera, and I'm so excited to see you guys again here at Kids Sabbath School Review. Oh, we're going to be checking out the lesson this week for July 25. Now we have a couple of quick announcements that we'd like to mention to you. First of all, don't forget that you want to check out the lesson all throughout the week. If you don't have a copy, hopefully by now you know that you can get one at gracelink.net/primary. So go there, print it out. You can just read it right off the page, whatever works for you. We also want to make sure that we invite you to share so that other people can see this video and enjoy learning about Jesus and the lesson this way. All right, you know what? I think we should just dive right into the brain teaser. I know you guys like those. I get a lot of feedback and comments. I'm so glad. I hope they make your brain think. All right, here we go for this week's brain teaser. See if we can get this one. All right, I'm going to read it for you. I always read it because I want to make sure I get it word for word, because sometimes every word has to be exactly just right. Here we go. It's as light as a feather, but the strongest person can't hold it for more than 5 minutes. What is it? I thought strong people could hold anything. It's as light as a feather, but the strongest person can't hold it for more than 5 minutes. What is it? All right, you guys think about that. We will reveal the answer at the end of our time together. Right now, though, it's time to check out our artifact. Oh, I love artifacts. My office is full of them, but the one that I have for you today is kind of cool. Check it out. Look at it. It looks like a little mini guitar. It's not, though. This is a special instrument called a ukulele. Ukulele. When I first saw these, I thought, oh, it's a little baby guitar. No, not a baby guitar. It's a ukulele, and it's different because it has 4 strings instead of a guitar which has 5. 6. I'm not sure. No, it has 6. That's right. How can I forget that? So a ukulele like this, I actually got it as a souvenir when I was traveling in Hawaii. That's where our story is from today. When we go for a ride in the Jeep, we'll talk about it later. Calm down, don't worry, we'll get to it. A ukulele from Hawaii. All right, let's get started. Let's start diving in. We need to check out this week's memory verse. For that, though, we would like to go to Chesapeake, Virginia, where Jonah and Jillian are going to help us out. Let's listen.
Serve wholeheartedly as if you were serving the Lord, not people. Ephesians 6:7.
Thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Jonah. Good job. Serve wholeheartedly. Wow, that means serve with your whole heart. I think this week's lesson is going to be pretty cool. Let's get going. We're going to go outside. Are you ready? Yes, I'm excited. Come on. Last week, we talked about how 3,000 believers accepted Jesus. That is so awesome. Now, I don't know what those 3,000 people were like, but I'm going to assume that some of those people were perhaps travelers, people from other countries, just traveling through. Now, of course, when you have people that are traveling through countries, they may need a little extra help or assistance. Maybe they don't have enough money. Maybe they don't know their way around. So the cool thing is that the Bible talks about how the believers during that time were all helping each other. Maybe you're traveling through, hey, I'll give you a place to stay. Hey, you need some food. Hey, whatever it is, they were helping each other. Now, some of the believers, the Bible say, were rich. Other ones were poor. The Bible talks about how some of the believers that were rich sold all their stuff so that they can help the poor. And we're hearing this same basic concept all throughout the story. Everyone shared, everyone worked together. And in those days, the way that they could also share is not like it is today. You know, today we have the internet and we have television and we have apps and we have emails and there's so many ways to share and talk. But back then, there wasn't all those ways. If you wanted to share, it means you were talking. If you wanted to let other people know about Jesus, you were telling them about things that had happened, how this person helped me, how Jesus had, made a miracle and helped this person, how the disciples had prayed to Jesus and helped that person. And that way the word spread and they shared with each other all over town all the amazing things about being followers of Christ. Can you imagine at that time? I mean, your neighbor runs up to your door when you open the door and they're like, whoa, you wouldn't believe what just happened. A miracle. My son was crippled his whole life and one of the disciples came and healed him. He prayed to God right there and just became healed. I would tell my friends if that happened to me. I mean, think of it as today, like maybe a friend coming up and knocking on your door and they're like, I can't believe it, my son was on his deathbed with COVID-19 and suddenly Jesus healed him. Something like that happening, we would want to tell everybody. We would want to share. We would do anything to let everybody know. And at this time, the Bible tells us that this is how all those believers were. They were so excited. They were sharing not just their physical stuff, but sharing the wonderful news about everything that God had done. That's what our lesson talks about today, about sharing, all different kinds of sharing, whether they're praying together, sharing their stuff, or sharing the stories about what God was doing for them. I hope that you take time to share all the amazing things that God has done. That is what our lesson is about this week, sharing with others. Because when we serve God, we need to be serving the people around us. All right, let's go for a ride. It's kind of a nice, chilly day, but I think it's great. Come on, let's go. A few years ago, I went on a trip to Hawaii because I was doing a filming trip. I was pretty excited because one of the islands that we had to travel to, Maui, I had never been to. By the way, that's where I bought my ukulele. Even though you can't really play it, it's more of a toy souvenir. It's special because of the story that I'm about to tell you. So when I was on Maui, one of the places that we had to go film was a waterfall called Waimoku. And to get there was kind of hard because you had to walk a couple of miles through the middle of a jungle. But the film crew and I were up for it, so we set off. And along the way, as we got to this 400-foot waterfall, we saw some amazing things. Right off at the beginning, there was a 200-foot waterfall, and then smaller waterfalls and bridges that would cross like right in front of the waterfalls. And then there was this amazing bamboo forest. Super dense, huge bamboo trunks. And then we were at this clearing, and right in the middle of the clearing was this huge, amazing, epic tree, a banyan tree. Now, if you're not familiar with what a banyan tree, they're pretty cool because the trunk looks like a bunch of trunks, and it looks like vines and stuff hanging down. But the really cool thing about a banyan tree is how it puts its branches way out. Now, in order for the branches to go way out like that, the branches drop what are called aerial roots. That means as the branches are sticking their arm out like that, little roots go down to the ground to help support the branches. It's so cool. And of course, it's a great place to climb around. But this huge tree was right there along the path with tons of these extra aerial roots or branches holding up all the other branches. I was like, wow, God really made this tree cool. It works together, all the trees and branches and roots, and it all works together to hold up that big, awesome tree. And it reminded me of the story today, how the church is supposed to rally together, to share, to help each other, to serve one another, to fulfill God's work, which is to help each other, to love each other, and to tell others about Jesus. That's what I want to do. I hope you want to do the same. Hey, should we check in with Dusty and Feather? Let's see what they're up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it doesn't matter if your eyes are blue, brown, or green. We're just happy to see you. Welcome to the Dusty and Feather Show.
Hello, everyone! Oh, hello, everyone. We're so glad you're here. Oh, yes, we are. Feather, is it time for this week's shout-outs? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, goody, 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 goody. I love doing the new shout-outs and saying hello to people all over the world watching our show and the Sabbath School reviews. Oh, me too. So our first shout-out this week is to Levi and Owen H. in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Awesome! Hello, Levi. Hello, Owen. Anyone else? Oh, yes. This one's a little different. This shout-out goes to an entire primary class. Wow! The whole class? Cool! Where's the class? They are in Beaverton, Oregon. Beavertown? Not Beavertown, Beaverton, from the Beaverton SDA Church. Oh, Okay, awesome! A town full of beavers! Dusty, forget it. Happy Sabbath to you and everyone else watching. Oh yes, we're so glad that you are here with us today to talk about beavers. Dusty, we're not talking about beavers today. How could we not talk about beavers after saying hello to an entire town of beavers on the show? Dusty, they are not an entire town of beavers there. They're not? The beavers got chased out of town? That's not very nice. Dusty, we just got a message. The beavers are all fine. Oh, I'm so glad. Maybe next week the shout out will be to someone in Buffalo, New York, or maybe even Otter, Nevada. Otter, Nevada? Dusty, there's no Otter, Nevada. There isn't? Oh, well, I guess I was hoping we could talk about otters maybe next week. Well, why don't we talk about otters this week? Really? Can we? Sure. Since our lesson this week was talking about sharing Jesus with others, we can talk about how otters share their food. They share their food? Surely they don't share their nachos. They don't eat nachos, Dusty. How is that possible? Well, otters are pretty cool, first of all. Here is a picture of one. Aw, they are cute. Aw. Otters will often break open a clam to eat, and they'll share it with others in their group. Oh, that's so nice! Feather, do you want to know a cool otter fact? Sure, what? Otters have extremely stinky poop! Dusty, I don't think we really needed to know that. Why not? They're also famous for having the most dense fur in the animal kingdom. Dense fur? Yep, they can have as many as 1 million hairs in 1 square inch. Well, that is a lot of hairs. I don't think we're anywhere close to that. Probably not, especially not Mr. Rich. But our hairs are definitely more colorful and fluffier than an otter's. That is straight fact. Right. The point to remember here is that otters, like many other animals, are known to share with each other, just as Jesus wants us to do with other people. That is straight facts too, Feather. Yeah. So kids, remember to share and be kind to one another. Does that mean they have to share their nachos too? Yeah, probably. Sharing is good, Dusty. I know. I just thought maybe nachos didn't count, but I want to be like Jesus, so I'll share my nachos. Well, good. If you share your nachos with me, I'll share some more otter facts with you. Nachos for trivia? Okay, that's fine. You better have some good trivia, Feather. Oh, I've got some good ones. We're out of here. Bye, everyone. Bye!
All right, thank you so much, Dusty and Feather. All righty, of course, now you know what comes next. It's time for Game Show. This part's great. You know how it works. I talk about 5 different questions. You try to answer them as loud as you can. Shout it out so that the otters around the world will hear you. Are you ready? Here we go. Question, and by the way, did you see where I'm standing? I'm standing in front of a cornfield. It's not quite ready to harvest yet, but it will be soon. Love the summer sweet corn, delicious. Okay, I'm getting distracted. All right, here we go. Ready? Question number 1. What was the name of that little guitar artifact that I showed you this week from Hawaii? That's right, a ukulele. Awesome. All right, good job. Here we go. Question number 2. In the Bible story, how many people does it mention that accepted Jesus right there at the beginning? That's right, about 3,000. Wow, that's so awesome. That's a lot of people. Very cool. All right, let's check out question number 3. Right at the beginning of the verse, it says, serve wholeheartedly. What does wholeheartedly mean? That's right, with all your heart. Give it all you got. Okay, awesome. Let's check out question number 4. What is the name of that big tree that I saw in Hawaii? That's right, the Banyan tree. Awesome, good job. All right, we are on 5 already. Can you believe that? Here we go. Question number 5. What are otters famous for? That's right, having incredibly dense fur. Awesome, good job, big huge round of applause. I'm pretty sure you got all 5. Oh man, that's good. Okay, it's time to finally check in on our brain teaser. It's been tickling my brain for long enough. All right, let me read the question for you again. Make sure I get it just right, word for word. It said, It's as light as a feather, but the strongest person can't hold it for more than 5 minutes. What is it? The answer, your breath. I can't hold it for 5 minutes either. Oh, did you get it? Oh, that was kind of hard. That was kind of tricky. All right, it's now time for What's It? What is it? I don't know. That's what you have to tell me. Okay, so if you remember last week I showed you a picture of something in nature that God made, super duper zoomed in. Your job was to figure out what it was. Here we go. Here's the picture of the picture. Here's a picture of the picture that I showed you last week. Any ideas? The answer, hair. A human hair. That's a picture of your human hair. Super zoomed in. Isn't that kind of cool looking? Looks like it's like right after a haircut or something. I don't know. Kind of cool though. Let's check out this week's What's It? All right, here we go. Here's the picture. What is that? That's a strange one. Did you figure it out? All right, the good thing is you have a whole week to think about it. See if you can figure out, and I'll reveal the answer next week. All right, guys, that's it. That's the end of our time together. I'm so excited that you checked in. I am excited to remind you, too, that we're still not done with the webpage, but we're getting close. But in the meantime, you can still get your activity sheet at uniquechristiantoys.com/free stuff. And go ahead and download it, share it, copy, make as many prints as you want. Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to close with prayer now. Let's bow our heads. Dear Jesus, thank you so much for the lesson this week. Help us to each do our part to share you with the people that are around us. You've given us many talents and opportunities. Help us to use each one of them for your glory. We love you so much, Father. In your name I pray. Amen. All right, guys, that's it for me. I am excited to see you next week. Remember to study your lesson. Bye. God bless.